Welcome to the Injury Report with the one and only Physio Mike, and today we're going to break down the Jude Bellingham hamstring injury that we just saw in Real Madrid's game against Rayo Vallecano that just happened literally hours ago. So, Mike, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Love doing these.
Let's just get right into it because the people want to know, how serious is Jude Bellingham's hamstring injury? You saw the video. Obviously, you're not inside the Real Madrid medical team, but from what you can see, you've seen this hundreds of times before. What's going on?
So let me start by saying this is all speculative, of course. We don't know exactly, like you said, for certain what's going on. But we can just, based on what the video showed, where he was grabbing his leg, the fact that he was able to walk off after the injury.
Yeah, he was in tears, but he was walking off.
You can tell it's significant. I'd say that he has a partial tear of his hamstring.
Okay, so you don't think a full tear?
It's very unlikely that would be a full tear, just based on the play that transpired, the fact that he was able to walk off. It did look painful, of course. He was crying and he was obviously emotional because of it. But I would say with high confidence, that's a partial tear of his hamstring.
If it was a full tear, he wouldn't be able to walk off at all?
It's not that he wouldn't be able to walk or hobble off. It's just that the forces would have to be so much more excessive.
Interesting. So the fact that it happened while he was running to the ball or running with the ball probably indicates that it was more of a partial tear.
Yeah, just if you watch we call that a mechanism of injury or an MOI. So you really want to dissect the play and how it came about. He wasn't going full speed when that happened. And also, I think that there were pictures, correct me if I'm wrong, where before the game he was grabbing his hamstring.
Yes, yeah, in warm-ups.
So this might have been an underlying thing that was just kind of teetering.
Ticking time
bomb on whether or not that was going to tear or not. So he wasn't running full tilt. You can see it kind of go on him, and of course he fell to the ground, and you can see he was in a lot of pain. But just based on the fact that it wasn't 100% full speed, definitely he was injured, but he was able to walk it off. Likely a grade 2 strain, and I want to actually go over what that means. So there are 3 different levels of a muscle strain. There's also a sprain, which is a ligament, but I'm confident that this is a strain, which has to do with the muscle. So a grade 1 strain is, if you think about that tissue, it went past its physiological limit, so it got stretched past that point, but nothing actually tore. So that's a decently mild injury, maybe 7 to 10 days, you should be good to go. A grade 2 strain is a partial tear of that muscle. The analogy that I like to use is if you picture a rope with 100 strands of fiber that make that rope, if 5 strands tore and you have 95 left, it is technically a grade 2 strain because it's a partial tear, but it's a mild grade 2 strain. It's going to get better decently quick. It's not the most severe case. Well, what if 95 strands tore and you have 5 left?
Then you got a big problem.
You got a big problem. But the funny thing is it's still a grade 2 strain
Really?
technically. It is, because it's a partial tear. But that's more of a high grade tear.
Okay.
It's more of a severe tear. So there's a lot of play in the grade 2 area. It could be mild, it could be very severe. A grade 3 strain is a full tear of a muscle. High impact, high velocity, often a very violent tear.
Rope is cut in half.
Yeah, there's nothing left, exactly.
I'm still sticking with the analogy.
Exactly. So there you go. So that rope has completely been severed. There's nothing attaching those tissues. So with that being said, very likely Jude Bellingham has a grade 2 strain of his hamstring muscle group. Where he was pointing, I'd be confident in saying it's a semimembranosus or a semitendinosus.
Okay.
If you were to cut the hamstring in half, further out to the outside is a biceps femoris. More towards the inside are those 2 muscles that I'm mentioning. And it seemed like every time he was palpating that region, it was past the midline towards the inside of his hamstring. So
is his grade 2 strain mild or more significant, would you say?
That's the $1 million question.
That's what his staff would know.
I would say the fact that he went in there holding his hamstring.
Oh, no.
And it seemed like it was probably in the background. I'd call it, again, speculative, a moderate strain.
Wow.
I'd say that it's enough of a partial tear to get him off the pitch in tears.
What's a timeline for something like that? Surgery, or is it just recovery? Because I'm assuming if it's grade 2, there's a potential for it to get to grade 3 and have a full tear. So he probably has to really manage that now. And what's the timeline look like for him?
I would guess, we don't know the severity, but just based on who he is, how he came off, 4 to 6 weeks.
Not bad.
Not the worst.
Do you think that they'll take care of him even more, though, because it's a World Cup year. The World Cup's in 5 months, and he's the best midfielder in the world. So is there a situation where he takes a little bit longer to make sure it's 100% better?
No.
Oh.
I wouldn't think so.
Oh, okay, good.
And I'll tell you why. I've worked with professional athletes for a long time. And
There you go.
and they're an asset. They're a valuable asset to their
Yeah.
team. They're not going to put him in a position where I think he's going to fail, of course. But yeah, get on the pitch.
Okay.
This is what you're here for.
Now, question. So, not too long ago, he had his shoulder surgery. It was his left shoulder that he went in for, I believe, in 2024, at the end of 2024, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
This is his left hamstring. Is there a situation where there could have been compensation of the body? Maybe he was milking or protecting that shoulder a little bit more if he's having pain in it, where another part of his body starts to act up. Like, I do remember when I played that would happen. Can those be linked at all?
It's a great question. I always look at the body as a very global thing, right?
Yeah.
No two things can be completely dissociated at times. I'd say the fact that he's played high-level football since that surgery and this didn't really show beforehand, I'd say it's more unlikely that there is a correlation.
Yeah.
I mean, when he was injured and playing injured, then it's possible that he was compensating and putting other tissues at risk. But I'd say that in this moment, most likely not a correlation.
So to summarize, Jude Bellingham likely, from what we can speculate, grade 2 strain, moderate, out 4 to 6 weeks, should make a full recovery with Real Madrid, and then obviously should be in the lineup for England if he's selected at the World Cup.
Check. I agree with all that.
I'm a good student.
Excellent
I'm listening to everything you
that
say.
means my analogies made sense.
No, your
too,
analogies were
hopefully.
great. All I
Hopefully.
could think about is the rope.
That's one of my favorite things to describe to clients. I want people to visualize what we're talking about. Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks. If it's a really severe hamstring strain, then maybe 6 to 8 weeks. You asked about surgery. Unless it's a high-grade strain and things are off the bone and it's just really messy in there, then really unlikely that he's a surgical candidate.
Okay, so we're going to get this out to the people so that they can know. And then obviously we'll follow up with the actual diagnosis when it comes out on Jude Bellingham. And knowing Mike and how he does this with every single pro athlete that he sees on TV, and then people that he treats too, like, he's so smart that it always ends up being 10 out of 10 spot on. Like, it's actually crazy. He'll see an NFL player go down and he'll be like, this is what happened. And then 3 hours later, the report comes out and Mike's 10 out of 10 right. Just from his eyeballs. And he's not even on the ground.
These eyeballs are trained.
Yeah.
But you know what the reality is? I've been doing this for 10 years, all day, every day. This is truly my bread and butter. I might be not 100% on this, but I don't think I'm far off, that's for sure.
Okay. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Honestly, guys, look, he's the jack of all trades. Look at him.
I'm going to start blushing.
Yeah.
Thank God I have a 5 o'clock shadow.
Thank you, Physio Mike. Let us know what you guys think about the injury report. If you missed the Jamal Musiala one, check that one out because everything Mike said was so right. And now Musiala's made a complete recovery. He's killing it. Obviously, we're going to see him in World Cup action. So Mike was spot on with Jamal Musiala, and here we are with Jude Bellingham. So check it out and let us know what you think in the comments. And if you have any other questions for Mike, put them in the comments and maybe we'll make a part 2 of this video.
Physio_Mike, ask away.
Follow him.